The story begins in 1931, set against the romantic backdrop of Paris. We meet Papillon, a master thief skilled in breaking into the most secure vaults. One day he steals the city's most precious diamonds and delivers them to his boss. Suspicious, the boss asks if Papillon kept any for himself. Papillon immediately denies it, claiming he has nothing. He then asks for his share of the payment. At that moment, the boss reveals a man bloodied and beaten, explaining that he had been betrayed. The warning is clear: anyone who cheats the boss will meet an even worse fate. Papillon hides his fear but keeps his composure, collects his money and leaves. Later, he meets his girlfriend, giving her a beautiful necklace and secretly showing her some diamonds he had kept. Papillon has deceived his boss, but the boss is wary and has planted a spy to watch him. That night, Papillon and his girlfriend spend time together. The next morning, she urges leaving the life of crime behind, but Papillon promises that within 6 months, he will earn enough to build a new life for both of them. As they plan, the police suddenly arrive. Papillon is accused of murdering the beaten man, an act actually committed by his boss. He insists he was with his girlfriend all night, but the authorities ignore his claim and imprison him. Papillon realizes he has been set up and begins plotting an escape. In jail, Papillon meets Degas, a wealthy businessman imprisoned for counterfeiting. When all prisoners are transported to a high-security facility on a remote island, Papillon approaches Degas. He warns that other inmates want to kill him for his money and offers protection in exchange for help escaping. Initially skeptical, Degas agrees after witnessing the brutal realities of the prison, including a fellow inmate's murder. That night, Papillon defends Degas from an attack, proving his loyalty. Meanwhile, one inmate, Juliet, deliberately injures himself to get sent to the hospital, seeking an opportunity to escape. The prisoners are then moved to the main facility, a fortress where the warden enforces brutal rules. Escape attempts are nearly impossible. Caught once, a prisoner spends 2 years in solitary; caught a second time, 5 years. A third attempt leads to transfer to Devil's Island, a place known to drive inmates insane. Any murder results in immediate execution. Papillon and Degas are assigned to haul heavy logs, during which Papillon notices a fisherman with a boat who could help them escape. He offers the man $5,000, who agrees to meet by the sea that night. Meanwhile, Degas' wealth draws attention and several inmates attempt to kill him. Papillon intervenes, saving Degas' life, proving that Degas cannot survive without him. The story highlights Papillon's cunning, courage, and resourcefulness, showing how he navigates betrayal, danger, and imprisonment, always planning his next move to reclaim freedom. Papillon, determined to escape, began plotting his next move. A few days later, all prisoners were assembled for an execution. The condemned was Juliet, who had killed 2 guards while attempting to flee. In a brutal public display, Juliet was decapitated instead of being hanged. The warden ordered Papillon and Degas to bury the body in the nearby forest. While carrying the corpse, Degas twisted his ankle and fell. When a guard ordered him to get up, Papillon's anger boiled over. He grabbed a rock and struck the guard on the head before fleeing. Degas wanted to escape too, but his injured ankle left him immobile. That night, Papillon approached the fisherman with a boat who had promised help, only to realize the man was laughing at him. Surrounded by guards, Papillon finally understood that the fisherman was actually the warden's spy. He was captured and returned to prison. The warden confronted Papillon, informing him that the guard he had attacked had survived, sparing his life. However, as punishment for attempting to escape, Papillon was sent to St. Joseph Island, where he would spend 2 years in complete isolation, surviving on meager soup that left most prisoners starving to death. Days dragged on in darkness, until one day Papillon found a coconut in his meal containing a small note promising that coconuts would continue arriving daily. He immediately realized it was Degas' doing. Overjoyed, he thanked his friend in his heart and devoured the coconut. Unfortunately, the warden discovered the arrangement. In anger, he killed the guard delivering the coconuts and interrogated Papillon, demanding to know who was helping him. Papillon stayed silent and was punished with only half a bowl of soup. Days blurred into months, and Papillon endured nearly a year in the dark cell. His mental state began deteriorating, prompting the warden to show some mercy by transferring him to the prison hospital for treatment. By this time, Degas was working at the hospital. Over the past year, he had gained the warden's trust and used the position to orchestrate Papillon's real plan, pretending to be mentally unstable so he could be moved back to a regular prison and prepare another escape. Soon, Papillon was transferred to the normal facility, where two more prisoners, Cillier and Majoret, joined the plan. Cillier's job was to arrange a boat, while Majoret's role was to distract the guards. They decided to attempt their escape on a Sunday, knowing that the prisoners would be occupied watching a film and security would be lax. That day, Degas cleverly laced bottles of alcohol with a sedative, serving them to the guards. Meanwhile, Papillon and the others made their way to the main gate, waiting for Degas to steal the keys. Suddenly, a heavy rainstorm began, adding tension to their already daring escape plan. As chaos erupted in the prison, all the guards were called back, and the entire facility went dark. Amid the confusion, Degas successfully stole the keys to the main gate and returned to his friends. Taking advantage of the darkness, the four prisoners made their way to the boat and set off toward the open sea. By morning, they realized progress was slow. The small boat couldn't handle the weight of all four. Suddenly, Cillier attacked Majoret, throwing him into the water, and then tried to go after Degas. Papillon intervened, and a fierce struggle ensued. Cillier overpowered Papillon, leaving him on the brink of death, until Degas plunged a knife into Cillier's back, ending the threat. Together, Papillon and Degas rescued Majoret and pulled him back into the boat, discarding Cillier's body into the sea. Hours later, a violent storm overturned their boat. When they awoke the next morning, they found themselves stranded on a Colombian island, rescued by locals who had discovered them unconscious. After some rest, Papillon urged Degas to leave immediately, but Degas refused, exhausted from the escape. He insisted they wait until the next day, despite Papillon's warning that the warden would still be searching for them. Majoret also refused to go, leaving Papillon to act alone. As Papillon moved forward, he spotted police cars approaching, realizing someone had alerted the authorities. He ran back for Degas, but both were captured and sent back to prison. Papillon received a 5-year sentence in solitary confinement, while Degas was sent to Devil's Island for poisoning the guards' drinks. After 5 years, Papillon's sentence ended, and he too was sent to Devil's Island, where he was reunited with Degas. Though happy to see each other, Papillon was already planning another escape. While exploring a mountaintop together, Papillon spotted a floating coconut in the water, sparking an idea. They could build a boat from coconuts. Initially reluctant, Degas eventually agreed to help. They gathered coconuts and constructed a small raft. The next morning, the two friends returned to the mountaintop, embraced, and launched the raft into the water. Papillon leapt from the cliff onto the raft, letting the ocean carry him away from the island. Watching his friend finally gain freedom, Degas wept tears of joy. Years later, Papillon authored a book detailing his life behind bars, recounting every failed escape attempt and the relentless perseverance that eventually led him to freedom. His story became a testament to courage, resilience, and the unyielding drive to reclaim liberty against all odds.